Tonight, find out a new course in the J School department.
Plus, see what exciting event UAC has planned for students. Stay tuned. TrojanVision News starts now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for January 13th, 2015. I'm Angel Norris.
And I'm Xavier Harris. Thank you for joining us this evening. Journalism students at Troy now have a course that would allow them to use their skills doing some research and reporting in the state capitol. I had a chance to talk to some of the students about the new opportunity. Broadcast students at Troy University are hitting the road and showing their talents in a new environment. The course Advanced Television News Practicum gives students the opportunity to travel to Montgomery to use the edit systems and cameras to collect local and government news.
Yes, this is a class called Advanced Television News Practicum, and what we're doing this semester is launching a news bureau in Montgomery. We have a studio, editing facility, camera, electronic news gathering equipment there in Montgomery, and it really hasn't been used for a long time, so we're thinking let's try it, and so that our students will be able to cover Montgomery news, not just on campus at Troy University. But the stories that they will be covering will be put on TrojanVision Nightly News, but with a twist from Montgomery.
Kyle Bozeman, the TV manager at TrojanVision, tells us that the journalism department has always wanted to have a bureau in multiple places, and now that the opportunity has presented itself, they are not going to let it pass.
We've long wanted to have a news bureau in Montgomery to give students an opportunity to learn and to give us some coverage presence in the state capitol. And we've got this bureau operational now, and it's a great opportunity for students to get a chance to get some experience doing news coverage in both a larger community and, most importantly, in the state capitol.
Even though the Advanced Television Practicum course is out of Montgomery, many of the students enrolled in the class say they only see it as a helping hand to better their resume.
I feel like this is going to better my, it's going to give me more experience, and it's going to better my resume for whenever I graduate and go out and try to get a job. It's just going to help me know more of what's outside of Troy instead of just what's in Troy.
I'm hoping with this class that I'll be able to grow not only how I can build a resume and cover stories, but be able to get better at covering stories and be able to have something that'll stand out when I go to apply for jobs in the near future.
Students in the course are only required to visit the Troy campus in Montgomery 7 times this semester and report on local and legislative news.
An exciting new event has been added to the list of activities students can do. The University Activities Council will offer roller skating as its first activity of the spring. Student will get the chance to put on some skates and have some fun in Sartain Hall Wednesday night. The UAC learned about the option of bringing roller skating to campus as a convention in Atlanta last year and decided to get things rolling this spring with a new event to campus.
That was definitely one of the things that stuck out to us when we saw it at our conference, to see that you can actually have that. And I was talking to someone earlier and they were like, how are we going to skate? Well, the company actually just comes in and redoes the whole floor and brings the skates and stuff. So I think it's a good aspect. This is something that I remember doing when I was a kid, and now not being able to get to it, I think it's a good thing.
Will be this Wednesday from 7 to 10 in Sartain Hall. In addition to skating, there will be live music and free food. A student ID must be presented to attend the event. The new semester is not even a week old, but that doesn't mean it isn't too early to get a start on looking for help and getting good grades.
That's right, Angel. So Courtney Chandler visit Troy Center for Student Success to get some tips on how students can get the semester started on the good foot.
The Writing Center located in Eldridge Hall is one of the many departments a part of the Center for Student Success, where students can come, get help, and improve their writings in class.
The Writing Center is a great place for students. What we do is try to help students improve their writing skills, whether it be a freshman English class or a graduate class. Our goal is to not correct papers, not to proofread for students, but to teach students how to do that themselves. We teach them what they need to know so that their skills can improve.
The Writing Center is also a place where students can get a strong start in their classes for the spring semester.
the best time to start coming to the Writing Center is at the very beginning. What happens is if a student comes early, even good writers sometimes need to have a little feedback. And so if they come early, they can work with one of our tutors or with me and see what their strong points are and then what they need to work on. Then we can work regularly until they build up those skills. By the end of the semester, they won't need us. So that's what we want. We want to try to get everybody to be an independent writer.
Bassett encourages all students to come to the Writing Center and says a good way to improve their writings is through reading.
And good writing reflects good thinking, and an education is the development of good thinking skills. So writing is a big part of that, writing and reading. And if a student wants to improve his writing, the best way to do it is to read. So I always encourage students to read a lot and then to write and get some feedback on it.
The Writing Center is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Mondays through Fridays and on Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Troy Library. This is Courtney Chandler, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Center for Student Success is located in Eldridge Hall and has services available for all Troy University students to use.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, Opelika prosecutors are set to reveal some of their evidence against a man charged with killing an Auburn University football player in December. A judge scheduled a preliminary hearing Tuesday afternoon for 22-year-old Mark Halehart of Camp Hill. The state lists 20 potential witnesses who could testify about the slaying of 18-year-old athlete Jaquel Mitchell during a party in Auburn. But it's unclear at the same apartments where two one-time Auburn players and a third man were shot to death during a party in 2012.
And in Gulf Shores, authorities are looking for a Mississippi man who hasn't been seen since he went kayaking in the Gulf of Mexico on the Alabama coast. On the Alabama Gulf Coast, police say 25-year-old John Switzer of Starksville, Mississippi, hasn't been heard from since he told relatives he was fishing on his kayak about 12:30 p.m. Saturday. A police statement says Swisher was vacationing in the Gulf sometime, and his family is concerned about his safety.
In Valley and Eastern Alabama, school principal is asking students to bring cans of food such as corn and peas as a way of fighting off a school intruder. Burns Middle School Principal Priscilla Hawley said in a Friday letter to parents that a can could stun an intruder or even knock him out. Until police arrive, Hawley wrote that the cans would empower students if an intruder enters their classroom at the school in Valley, Alabama. Chambers County School Superintendent Kelly Hodge told the Associated Press the letter was sent after school employers received training from Auburn University's Public Safety Department.
Still to come on TrojanVision News, the men's basketball team lost over the weekend to Georgia State. Clay Yeager will have more when he joins us in sports.
Plus, President Obama meets with congressional leaders to discuss the future of some bills on Capitol Hill.
President Obama holds the first meeting with congressional leaders here at the White House and places cybersecurity at the top of the agenda. I'm Craig Boswell at the White House. That story coming up.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer? Here in the garage.
Closet. Shoebox. Under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
The men's basketball team had a tough loss to Georgia State last Saturday in Atlanta, with the score being 77-72. Despite the loss, the Trojans' top shooters Musa Abdul-Alim and Wesley Person kept the offense moving, having a career high in points. Alim had a shot percentage of 56.3% from the floor with a career high of 33 points. Person also kept the Trojan offense moving as he scored 17 points in the game. Despite the hot shooting from Aleem and Person, the Trojans offense was scoreless for 2 minutes and 52 seconds near the end of the game to close the deficit as the Panthers led 73-68. Aleem scored 2 on a missed three-pointer. However, it wasn't enough to win the game. Head coach Phil Cunningham says that despite the loss, his team fought well due to Georgia State's defensive scheme.
Saturday's game with Wesley and Musa, making so many shots and scoring so many points, a lot of that has to do with the fact that Georgia State plays zone for 40 minutes. So they just kind of pack it up inside and make you play from the perimeter. And those two guys can really shoot it. And we did a good job of moving the ball and getting them some open looks. They made some contested shots, but they both had it going pretty good. But they're both capable of doing that when a team plays us so much zone.
The Trojans will shift their focus to ULM when they play the Warhawks this Thursday. And the women's basketball team played Georgia State as well on Saturday with a different outcome as they beat the Panthers 96-87. This is the third straight game the Trojans have won and are 3-1 going into conference play. The game against Georgia State was an offensive shootout with Troy hitting 11 three-pointers in the game and a career best from Courtney Coleman. Coleman tied a career high of 27 points and was just one of 5 Trojans to score in double figures. Although the offense was rolling, it was the defense that shut down the Panthers. Head coach Shannon Ribby says that she is proud of how her team is playing on the road.
When we sat down at the beginning of the year and looked at it, we said, we need to win the ones at home and first take care of the things at home because it's always harder to win on the road. But it seems that our team is showing that they're playing well on the road too. I mean, they're playing really well. They're hitting big shots. They're playing well as a team, making very low turnovers. We only had 9 turnovers in that very fast-paced game against Georgia State. We scored 96 points, only 9 turnovers. So that's pretty good. They're playing well on the road.
We'll see if they can keep up their winning momentum against ULM this Thursday in Louisiana. The track and field season started over the weekend when Troy competed in the 2015 Blazer Invitational. The Trojans had several impressive finishes as freshman Nyada Alexander led the Trojans in top 2 finishes. Alexander placed first in her heat in the 400-meter dash with a time of 56.17 seconds and came in 4th in 200-meter dash with a time of 24.87 seconds. Naomi Shepard also finished in the top 15 with 800-meter with a time of 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Both men and women's 4x400 relay team also placed in the top 10. For the men's field events, Zach Douglas placed 3rd in the shot put with 15.69 meter throw, while Miles Charlie placed 5th in the men's long jump for 7.145 meters. The Trojans will now prepare for the UNC Open this weekend. Head football coach Neil Brown has announced that Al Pogue will return to the Trojan staff to coach the cornerbacks. Pogue was part of the team prior to the 2014 season after spending 3 years in Auburn as the director of high school relations and as a quality control assistant. Pogue also spent 13 years as a high school coach in the state of Alabama prior to his career in Auburn. During Pogue's first season with Troy, he helped improve the pass defense by 105.7 yards a game and moved from 123rd in the nation to 36th.